big business. We linked up in the UK with them outlaws, no limit forever, and we mash hard, and we stay out the cheddar.
Hey yo, you already know what time it is. This your boy M. Nell, Merciless, the one and only. You know I'm always tuned in, every day, all day. You already know who I'm rocking with. That ain't a question or a doubt. I'm rocking with my fucking boy, live from the UK, Fonzie Neutron, huh? Right.
Some startling statements.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that the statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
In court, some startling statements.
Please state after each statement.
Yeah, so there we see, I guess that's pretty clear right there.
So basically, they tell him. I mean, he didn't cooperate.
Yep. So, Floss, definitely appreciate you joining and tapping in with us, man. This is one of the biggest stories we're seeing happening in hip hop right now. The RICO case with YSL, Young Thug, Gunna, and a whole bunch of others. And as we see, as per that video clip that's been making its rounds on social media, we're Gunna seemingly in court taking his stance, speaking against them. A lot of people are saying, he ratting and he been caught ratting on camera. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, at the end of the day, you could be like, no, I don't want to answer that question, but you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. They're gonna ask you these questions if you're gonna get caught. So, I mean, shit, it is what it is. People gonna say you're snitching, regardless. They gonna say that anyway. So, shit, you want to be free and want to see this the rest of the daylight. You better do what you're supposed to do.
In today's generation, we've seen obviously snitching and telling and certain things like that are at an all-time high. Now, obviously, there's people that look at things from different vantage points where snitching is more so involved, like if you have been in criminal activity with people and then you sort of go against them, as opposed to, sometimes where you've got different circumstances where, citizens and stuff may need to contact law enforcement or the authorities. That could be a different case or scenario. I think in this instance, a lot of people are irked because these rappers and these guys spend so much time pushing a certain type of line and narrative, wanting to be impressionable, especially to young people and stuff, and advocating a certain type of street culture and stuff. And then when they get caught, not necessarily standing on that like people did in the old days. And what we're seeing, I guess, now is with the internet and media, there's more chance and emphasis now of it being filmed and captured and people being able to speak on it, because a lot of times, this looks like it was cell phone footage, or, you've got, you've always had big media to an extent in some court cases, but now you got even smaller media. So things are going to start getting out a bit more, I think.
It's a, if anybody can relate to this is me, it's because I'm a rapper who got caught with a major case and I didn't tell. You understand? And I was on a record label at the time. I had all the signs and fingers to point to get me out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, how could you tell and snitch on some people that you already knew what was going on? You knew the job was dangerous when you took it. You know what I'm saying? So you face the consequences. The era that we come from, you sat down and took your you're charged like a man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, these days is different. It's like snitching is the thing. Like this shit is crazy. Like,
yeah, I'm with you. Like the old days, they called it taking your lick.
you said what you say?
Yeah, they called it taking your lick, man. They say, you know, as you said in the old days, you got caught up, you kind of took your lick for it.
Yeah. We come from a different cloth. You know, like I said, we knew the job was dangerous, especially me when I took it. And by the grace of God, you know, I was blessed to get out. You know what I'm saying? But I could have took that route and snitched and did all that and have to be, you know, from my shoulder. But you know, they should feel doubly stupid because they making way more money than we was making doing music. They got paper. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just trying to live a life. You know what I'm saying? Try to live that life, and it ain't gonna add up to nothing.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I mean, you know, a lot of people now where it's interesting, you know, they want to get into the arts or the entertainment or music to get out of the streets, but we're seeing like allegations and accusations of some people getting into it and then getting more involved in the streets than they probably should, you know, down to different factors, you know, whether it be in some cases they say people have been extorted and stuff as well. So there's always different variables, I guess, with why people do continue. Even in terms of the whole snitching argument, T.I.'s name has been brought up recently because he made a statement on an interview and he was saying that he gave some information on one of his cousins who was dead. And, you know, some people are now looking at that as a new thing and say, well, if you're giving up cases on people who are dead and helping them close cases, is that snitching or is that necessarily a bad thing? So you've got all these gray areas and stuff now coming into it.
I mean, what do they want people to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do they want people to do? I don't, like I said, man, it's just a different era that we come from. You know, as far as T.I., see, it's like, okay, boom. Just like you look at a Ice Cube, you look at NBA, okay, they spoke about it. You feel what I'm saying? They were like the reporters of the world, of hood reporters, you know what I'm saying? And reporting it. They knew damn well half the shit that they was talking about on the record, if they was doing it, there would be no NWA. There would be none of that. So people that's really trying to match up and live that life, it's not going to add up. You know what I'm saying? Like in the world, they thought Cube was the most G-est gangster coming out of LA, not knowing that he was smart and articulate and went to Taft High School and all that. Our era, it was about believing, making you believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like people be like, I believe this motherfucker really is doing this, but it was just the fact of how strong you came, not about if you really doing it. Like,
yeah, no, that's real.
You know what I mean?
And you know, a lot of times it was the message behind it. You know, as you said, because you know, for instance, just on that note, somebody like Ice Cube or somebody, for instance, like they may have wanted you to believe it through their music, but if you ever heard them in like an interview or something afterwards, they would always advocate, you know, a sign of their intelligence and stuff as well. It was about intelligentsia. It wasn't about just pushing ignorance. It was, you know, a lot of the times, there was a focus on being hard.
Right. It wasn't about pushing the ignorance. It was more like, you know, at that time it was letting the world know what was going on in our neighborhood without having to actually go down there. You know, but these young cats up today, I don't know what they got going on, but
yeah, they push the next level. I mean, join us on the line, BoutTheOnline.com, for the hottest UK, US flavor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops and content.